FM, South Africa's news and information leader.
Thank you, Nicholas. In our top stories, Malema attending an ANC NEC meeting as a full member, and freezing conditions continue in Europe. Good afternoon. Suspended ANC Youth League leader Julius Malema is attending an ANC National Executive meeting as a full member at a venue outside Pretoria. The ANC says Malema remains a member of the party until the mitigation process of his sentencing is finalized. Yesterday, the party's National Disciplinary Committee of Appeals upheld his 5-year suspension, but allowed him and 5 of his NEC members to ask for leniency of sentence. The ANC earlier indicated that the suspensions would be immediate. ANC spokesperson Jackson Mthembu now says there is no hurry.
With regard to the issues of when is the effectiveness of the sanctions, you will know that the NDCA said that they have a chance to go and mitigate. So until such mitigation has taken place, the sanctions will not kick in. There is another matter that has been raised. It's a matter of Comrade Julius' case of 2010 because he got a suspended sentence. But I think the leadership has decided that there is no particular hurry. Why don't we allow all these matters to be handled simultaneously?
COSATU General Secretary Zwelinzima Vavi says they are going ahead with a planned strike next month to abolish labor brokers. Vavi was addressing a COSATU Shops Stewards Council meeting in Durban. He says gross social income imbalances persist. According to Vavi, more than 33% of workers are employed by labor brokers.
South Africa has become the most unequal society in the world. Inequalities that are perpetrated by the existence of the labor brokers in the economy, which means already 33% of all workers in the country are employed by the labor brokers. And that's why COSATU will be going on a strike on the 7th of March to demand that we must have a total banning of the labor brokers. Labor brokers cannot live side by side with the demand for decent work. It's impossible to achieve that demand, which we regard as human traffickers as well as the modern day slavery.
Conservation and tourism in the Kruger National Park have not been affected by a staff strike that started last week. Most of the people on strike are field rangers. Park spokesperson William Mabasa says they're relying on army and police for patrols. Mabasa says park management will continue negotiating with the striking employees.
These people are doing an important job here. They are looking after our, biodiversity. They are looking after the natural heritage of the country on behalf of the people of South Africa. We need to assist them to be able to understand that point, so that they can go back to work and do their work with pride, knowing that the whole country is behind them.
The city of Cape Town says it will not recognize the renaming of an open piece of land known as Rondebosch Common. This follows a renaming and cleansing ceremony of the 42-hectare land by the Institute for the Restoration of Aborigines of South Africa. IRASA has named the area Tsuihwab, named after a rain god revered by the Khoisan. City spokesperson Grant Pascoe says due process must be followed.
There are certain procedures in place when we rename any open spaces, streets or any buildings, and I think the group must engage the city. It would have to be removed, yes, until there's a formal process engaged. There's a process and criteria that needs to be met when we rename any buildings. So that sign would need to be removed.
Recapping the top story, suspended ANC Youth League leader Julius Malema is attending an ANC National Executive meeting as a full member at a venue outside Pretoria.